Hi, I'm Tom Elliott with Deepwardly Spiritual Direction Services. Today I want to briefly talk about the fruit of prayer. Most of the time you'll notice that in my presentations and online retreats I'm talking about types of meditation, and that's because it's the style of prayer that most deeply resonates with my own heart. But you've also heard me talk briefly about contemplative prayer. I like to define those two types of prayer as meditation involves an object, a focus for our prayer time, whereas contemplative prayer is when you and I simply sit in quiet, really trying not to think about anything or do anything. There's no object of focus. We're simply letting ourselves be present with God. Well, when it comes to the fruit of prayer, we're going to find that with meditation prayer, the fruit of prayer will often happen and be found during prayer. In other words, let's say we're reflecting on a particular scripture passage. We might experience the fruit of prayer as God speaking through that scripture passage to us. We can leave prayer saying, "This is what I got out of it. This is what God shared with me. This is how God challenged me to become more and more like Jesus Christ." But with contemplative prayer, we rarely experience that type of fruit during or at the end of prayer time. Instead, the fruit of contemplative prayer is usually found outside of prayer. In other words, prayer might seem pretty uneventful in that contemplative style if we're just sitting and being, letting ourselves be open to the presence of God and receiving God's presence. We might finish prayer and feel like we accomplished nothing. We might wonder if our prayer was sort of quote-unquote successful. But the way that we really look for the fruit is outside of prayer. In other words, if you and I are spending every day a certain amount of time in contemplative prayer, then outside of prayer, we're going to begin to notice God speaking to us more clearly. We're going to see God more present. We're going to find ourselves becoming more and more like Jesus Christ in very specific ways. And then we know that that prayer is fruitful. For other presentations and for online retreats, please visit my website at www.deepwardly.com. May God bless you.